homework purpose. So hope I'm considering there is a maximum number of the students already solved this kind of a numericals. So the problem was s square plus s upon s square plus 1 and s square plus 2s plus 2. This was our numerical. And the problem statement was given by using convolution theorem. So basically this problem we can solve, or this problem is solved by using partial fraction also. ये प्रॉब्लम को पार्शियल फ्रैक्शंस के जरिए भी सॉल्व किया जा सकता है. बट द इशू इज व्हाट while solving a partial fractions you will get the same result. I will show you in upcoming topic, that is inverse of Laplace transform by using partial fractions, and that problem definitely I will try to consider the numericals solved by using convolution as well as the partial fractions, definitely. But this problem is also solved by the partial fraction. But when we have to see, or when we have to define a convolution में अगर आपने एक चीज ऑब्जर्व किया होगा, if you observe one thing, the integral limit point is 0 to t, if you remember, or if you observe, that is integral limit point is 0 to t. I will just show one thing, just a second, so that your doubt must be clear. Convolution. If you observe, or if you see, आपने कुंभोजकर refer किया है. I'm not asking about the any reference book or anything. That is, I'm asking about the Kumbhojkar textbook, which is available in our college library. I don't know whether you visited in a college or not, but if you visited or if you refer, that is a Kumbhojkar. Then the proof is given of convolution theorem. I will just show to you that book. Okay, so the book is here. The problem is the proof is given here. So this is basically our convolution theorem, and if we have to prove this part, the question was asked by the students, what is the logic behind t minus u? So if instead of f of t, here it is taken as a phi of t, and the formula of Laplace transform is by default 0 to infinity e raised to minus st into f of t. The symbol is taken, or the function is taken here, phi of t, 0 to infinity. I'm just explaining direct fatafat so that you will understood. Now in a proof, the consideration of this part is let phi f of t is equal to 0 to t. When I say that is a let, means we have to consider it. We are considering these things. F1 of u into f2 of t minus u into du, 0 to t is here. So we are just substituting the function value, f phi of t का value हम लोग यहाँ पे substitute किए हैं, and we integrate 0 to infinity e 0 to t e raised to minus st f1 of u into f2 of t minus u into du into dt. Now On right hand side, integration is first carried out with respect to u and then with respect to t. Now we change the order of integration. Already you people aware about these things, and you solved that is the change the order of the rule of the integration and all the stuffs. So we just changes here, that is we integrate first with respect to t, then with respect to u, but now t varies from u to infinity. You can just see to it that the graph, I'm not here to explain all the things about this because काफी लंबा समय already double integral में आपने change the order पढ़ा ही है. So while changing this part, you will getting u to infinity and 0 to infinity. So u varies from 0 to infinity and t varies from u to infinity. So e raised to minus st f1 of u f2 of t minus u into dt into du. Now 0 to infinity, u to infinity, e raised to minus su e raised to minus s t minus e f1 of u into f2 of t minus u. We are just substituting the value because u is equal to t here. We are taken here. So according to this, now integral 0 to infinity e raised to minus su f1 of u into du, integral u to infinity e raised to minus s t minus u f2 of t minus u into dt. Now after consideration of this part and integration of this part, I'm not going to explain about the integration because already these things are covered up in your semester 1 syllabus or semester 2 syllabus. So the integration parts and all the stuffs are very simple. Now after simplification and all the stuffs, you will getting what? 0 to t f1 of u into f2 of t minus u. And this was our consideration. So if I consider this, what where it is, if I consider this is my function, and after the integration or substituting in a Laplace transform, I will get the same result again. I will get the same result again, but with respect to Laplace inverse, or while applying the Laplace inverse of f1 of s into f2 of s is equal to f of t, where f of t is what, or phi of t is, it is represented 0 to t f1 of u into f2 of t minus u. तो कहने का मतलब ये है कि कन्वोल्यूशन थ्योरम में जब ये चीज एक्सप्लेन की गई, ये चीज थ्योरम से वेरीफाई किया गया है, then we are getting that is a appropriate or proper result in terms of inverse of Laplace transform, and we are getting the proper result. This kind of a problems we can solve by using that is a partial fraction also. So hope that is a Suraj Vishwakarma. You Suraj Vishwakarma nahi, कौन है, एक मिनट, just let me check the message.
सर वही था सर, एक
हाँ
और डाउट था
हाँ, बोलो बोलो.
सर। जब मैं यू और टी माइनस यू को अप्लाई करता हूँ, मतलब पहले और दूसरे में, तो हमेशा दोनों रिजल्ट अलग आता है सर। मैंने आपको जो फोटो भेजा था शायद उसमें है दोनों
हाँ
एक ही
देख रहा हूँ वही.
समय। हाँ सर, वही प्रॉब्लम सर बार बार हो रहा है मेरे साथ। सर वो भी नहीं समझ आ रही कि कौन सा कम मैं किसको दूं।
No, you have to just look properly. 1 upon s square plus 9. See, basically what, don't consider that is you have a freedom. That's simple. You have to just see to it that you have to consider f1 as f1 of u, and f2 जो function रहेगा you have to consider as a f2 of t minus u. अब उसमें क्वेश्चन आ जाता है कि जब हम लोग सेपरेट करते हैं, मैं पूरा एक्सप्लेन करता हूँ, then you have to ask about the doubt. When the problem is facing के जब हम, when we have to separated the terms, and in the return the terms multiply, you will getting the same result. In that time you have to confuse of regarding that, that is which one function will be my f1 and which one will be my f2. So just see to it that I think you solved one numerical with two consideration of f1 and f2 both the way. So here we can see that I'm seeing here that is 1 upon s square plus 9 को आपने पहले f1 of s कंसिडर किया है, उसका इनवर्स निकाला है 1/3, एंड सिमिलरली f2 of s को 1/2. सो आई डोंट थिंक कि आपका आंसर में इशू आना चाहिए. यू विल होपफुली यू विल गेटिंग द सेम रिजल्ट. इफ पॉसिबल आई विल ट्राई हियर 1 upon s square. मैं यहाँ पे एक बार ट्राई करता हूँ इसको. Just a second. I will take this numerical and try to tackle so that all the students doubt must be clear. स्क्रीन विजिबल है क्या मेरा वाइट बोर्ड दिख रहा है सबको? Still not visible. Okay. Hope now the screen is visible. Now I'm taking the problem. The problem was taken by 1 by s square plus 9 and 1 by s square plus 4. So directly I'm writing here the solution. The solution of this problem. So f of s was 1 upon s square plus 9 and s square plus 4. So I'm just taking Laplace inverse of f1 of s, that is equal to, directly मैं लिख रहा हूँ 1 by 3 sine of 3t, and Laplace inverse of f2 of s, that is equal to 1 by 4, sorry, 1 by 2 sine of 2t. Because sine 2t का Laplace inverse while calculating you will getting 2 by s square plus 4. So you can just separate the terms, multiply and divide by 2, apply the operations, and definitely you will getting the same result. Now the problem is started from here. If the students is going to ask about, that is Laplace inverse of f1 of s into f2 of s. We have to check, verify it. That is integral 0 to t. So 1 by 6 outside. First I'm considering this is u and this is t minus u. So sine of 3u into sine of t minus u means I can write 2t minus 2u into du. Hope everyone are aware about these things, what exactly we are applying here. And at the end we have to multiply and divide by 2 because of a defactorization formula. So 1 by 12, we can write here 1 by 12 integral 0 to t 2 into sine of a into sine of b. So 2 sine a sine b, with the formula will be sine a sine b. What was our formula? Cos a minus b minus cos a plus b. So I'm just writing directly here cos of a minus b. So just consider, my dear students, regarding this is a and this is b. So a minus b. So 3u minus of this, and this is minus minus will be plus. So I can write this part as phi u minus 2t, right? Cos of a minus b. So cos of a minus b, we are getting this part, then minus cos of a plus b. So a plus b, 3u minus 2u, remaining is u. So you will getting u minus or plus 2t into du. So now we are getting 1 by 2. The integration I'm applying directly here. Cos integration is sine. So sine of phi u minus 2t by phi u minus sine of u plus 2t upon, you can just apply here, that is 1, or you can neglect the terms by 1. 0 to t, substituting upper limit minus lower 1 by 12 as it is. So sine phi t minus 2t, that is sine 3t by 5. Substituting the lower limit here directly, So 0 sine of minus 2t is minus, so minus sine of 2t by 5. So this is the upper minus lower of first term. Similarly, we have to apply the upper minus lower in the second term with minus sign. So just consider t plus 2t, that is sine 3t. So minus sine of 3t. Now substituting 0, so minus minus first it will becomes plus, and you will getting plus sine 2t. And this is our result. If you want, you can just adjust these two terms by one, is it is here, so we can just take this part as minus 5 sine 3t plus sine 3t divided by 5. And similarly, we can adjust all the terms if you required, because of this is 5, this is 5, we are getting, that is this is 5, this is 5, so we can just sort out these things. So this is the first part I'm considering. You just, your doubt I'm solving here, so just let's verify. That is, if we have to tackle, this is as f2 of t minus u, and this is as f1. So let's see what exactly we are taking here. So Laplace inverse of f1 of s into f2 of s, that is integral 0 to t. So 1 by 6, so outside, first of all, sine of 2u here into sine of 3t minus 3u, because 3 minus u, 3 into t minus u into du. Again, we have to multiply and divide by 2 here. So 1 by 12 as it is. Same formula we have to apply because both the terms are the sine terms. So cos of a minus b, you will getting 2u minus minus, it is plus 5u minus 3t minus cos of a plus b. So remaining will becomes, you can just see to it that this is a minus u. The remaining will becomes minus u. So I'm just writing 3t minus u into du. Now we have to integrate the terms. So 1 by 12 as it is, integration of this part, cos will be sine of 5u minus 3t divided by the term we will getting 5 minus cos of 3t minus u upon 1 minus 1, but it will becomes plus. So 0 to t here. Just simplify the terms. 1 by 12 upper minus lower limit, substituting upper minus lower limit, so sine of 2t by 5, and lower limit is minus, so minus minus this part will becomes plus sine of 3t by 5, because sine of minus theta. अब यहाँ पे देख लेते हैं sin 2t by 5 और plus sin 3t by 5 है लेकिन minus minus the term will be, we have to check. इधर मैंने थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ किया है. The integration of this part will be sine, cos integration will be sine here. By default we have to write. Okay. And the next will become substituting here the upper limit. So sine 3t minus t, it will become sine 2t, so plus sine of 2t, and substituting 0 here, so sine of minus sine of 3t. Let's verify the terms. This part is again going to be plus, because see, while substituting 0, the lower limit minus sign will be there, or sine of minus theta is minus sine theta, so minus minus this plus. Now I don't think the result are different here. You can just verify the terms, you will get the same result. Clear है?
क्लियर है सर अभी.
Clear है ना? So it's your choice. You have to perform the proper integration as well as the proper evaluation the terms, because in theorem there is nothing written that is you have to consider the few function as f1 and few functions as f2. It is clearly mentioned it's our responsibility and it's our choice. If I want to take the first function as u, as second function as t minus u, or vice versa. So it's our responsibility, that is which function we have to take. So hope I'm clear with the your doubt. If anyone or any students in a class having any kind of doubts, he or she can ask directly in a class. Or if no doubts, I'm proceeding with the next part of our, we can say that topic. Now coming to, so I'm considering that is there is a no doubts in convolution theorem. Coming to the next part as a partial fraction and a Heaviside unit step function. These two parts are remaining in our syllabus for a completion of module number 2. So once it is completed, our module 2 will be completed. I'm just giving one more thing, that is till, I'm just giving the date of the syllabus. uh, कहाँ तक का मैं पूछूंगा आपको. See, we have a 2-3 lectures in this weeks. Like today is already started, Thursday, Friday, and from 27, 29, 30, 29, 30, 31, मतलब नेक्स्ट वीक भी हमारे पास 4 लेक्चर हैं. एंड द फर्स्ट वीक ऑफ टिल दी, वी कैन से दैट 6 हमारे पास लेक्चर हैं. तो नॉट लास्ट वीक, मतलब 1 अक्टूबर तक जितना सिलेबस होता है, इसके बाद का मॉड्यूल जो भी अगर रहता है, लाइक आई विल स्टार्ट द नेक्स्ट मॉड्यूल एज अ कॉम्प्लेक्स वेरिएबल. So if I will complete whatever the topics in a complex variable till that, or till 1st October tak, whatever I will taught in a class, that part is going to be asked in your upcoming internal assessment test 1. So just make clear of these things कि यही दो मॉड्यूल नहीं है minimum, that this 2 modules is going to become, but maximum whatever I will taught till the, we can say that is 1st of October 2021. In that between, I will take a tutorial also. This week the Monday lecture was missed, and last week Friday lecture was missed due to the some reason. I will try to compensate that lecture, or I will take any of faculty's lectures and I will compensate that lectures. So basically I have to take one tutorial also, and one lecture for a mini project, because I have to give the, we can say that topic. So hopefully I will, if I will get the time of this Friday, then I will this Friday I will give the topics names and all the things. अगर Friday नहीं हुआ तो by coming week definitely I will give. And one more thing, that is the examination pattern is totally on the basis of the, that is a university examination pattern, like MCQ as well as descriptive. 50% MCQ, 50% descriptive. Or if anything will be changed, or any changes are there, definitely I will update. So coming to the next part of our syllabus, I'm asking one question, that is, hope sorry, I roughed that part. So hope जो मैंने last question दिया था class में, that part is solved from all the students. Now coming to the next part, that is partial fraction. Inverse of Laplace transform by using partial fraction. Now again I'm asking one question from my class, why we are using partial fraction. If you remember, or if you are aware, in semester 1 I asked this kind of a question and I got answer from few students why we are considering partial fractions.
Sir, to simplify polynomial equation.
Okay, but when,
Sir, when numerator is greater than the denominator power.
okay, greater than denominator power. Any one? Any other comments? Power of numerator is less. तो डायरेक्ट पार्शियल फ्रैक्शन अप्लाई कर देंगे और वी हैव टू अप्लाई द एक्चुअल डिवीजन रूल.
नो सर, जब कोई इरेशनल रहेगा तब भी उसको डिवीजन से सॉल्व करेंगे.
Okay. Okay, fine. So hope everyone having the clearance about that is the partial fractions why we are using. So I'm just giving the concept of the partial fraction here. So in engineering and technology, many times there are polynomial equations or equations or a function having the numerator denominators relations like a greater less concept. That time we are sometimes we are applying the actual division rule, sometimes we are applying the partial fractions rule. So these are the concept we are using from the school education to till the research work, whatever the research things you are doing in your career. So just a second. Now see to it that there are three things we have to learn here. The first thing is I'm just writing that is a numerator upon the denominator will be if it is a simple terms or distinct root x minus a, x minus b, and x minus c is there, or this kind of things are there. So that time we have to apply like a by x minus a plus b by x minus b plus c by x minus c. So if there are x minus d or 4 terms, 5 terms, 7 terms, whatever the terms are given, we have to just separate the terms, simplify the values, take the proper LCM or cross multiplications, and just equate the terms from the left hand side to the right hand side, or either you have to consider like a by x minus a plus b by x minus b plus c upon x minus c. So we have to compute the value of a, b, and c. So there are two methods for computing the value in partial fractions. The first is we have to substitute like, or we have to make these two things. Like if I have to calculate the value of a, just let me clear one thing. That is, if I have to calculate the value of a, that time you have to just fix in your mind whatever the terms in the denominator, just see to it that in the denominator of a is x minus a, you can just go ahead with the directly, because in your gate examination or whatever the TOEFL examinations or a various kind of the entrance exam, we have to do these things directly. So that time you are not having enough time to solve the partial fraction throughout the all the results. You have to go to it that directly. So that time you just remember one thing, that is a by x minus a, the denominator of a is x minus a, means x minus a तो इसके साथ नहीं आने वाला है. The term which is multiply with a is by default other than x minus a. So we have to just look at that, how we can make a 0 if I have to substitute x equal to b and x equal to c. Definitely I will get a equal to 0. Similarly, if I have to make a b equal to 0, I have to substitute x equal to a and x equal to c, then definitely b will be 0. Similarly, if I have to make this part as 0, so according to that, obviously the numbers are different will be there. So why I'm just giving this things, because a by x minus a, तो बहुत बार confusion होता है कि कैसे करेंगे, क्या होगा, how we can tackle this kind of a numericals and all the things. So coming to the next part or next things, the next part will be, second part will be numerator upon. I think many of aware about these things, what are how many types of partial fractions are there, but I'm just explaining this thing. X minus a raised to power thrice x minus b. So you can just observe this part. This is the repeated terms. Means already you people learn that is a differential equation, linear differential equation with constant coefficient. In that part, that is it. There are repeated roots, distinct roots. So here you can just observe that this is a repeated. So we can just for repeated terms we have to apply, that is a upon x minus a plus b upon x minus a the whole square plus c upon x minus a raised to power 3 times. If the power is 4 times, then we have to move by d upon x minus a raised to power 4. If power will be 2 times or repeated terms are 2 times, then we have to stop here only. This terms is not going to become. And last one will becomes d upon x minus b. So this is the things we have to perform the evaluation in partial fraction. And the last one is the quadratic equations. So the third one you should remember, that is a numerator upon x minus a, sorry, ax square plus bx plus c. And it could be like a dx square plus ex plus f. It's your wish. Whatever the things you can write or represent, that is the term of quadratic part. So for this part we have to simplify, that is ax plus b upon ax square plus bx plus c. Hope you should aware that is this is ax square, so by default you will getting that is two roots, either they are repeated or they are distinct. Similarly, the second term, that is cx plus d upon dx square plus ex plus f. So I hope I'm pretty clear about this thing, that is what exactly we have to apply when the quadratic terms are there or something. See, in examination or in terms, if it is the terms like s square plus a square. So this is not a repeated terms. This is a quadratic. You just see to it that properly S square is there, means it is like x square. It's a is equal to 1, the b is 0, and c is a square. So you just make these things clear. And if the terms will be like s square plus sorry, s minus a the whole square, means this is a repeated term, this will be like similar kind of a term. So just see to it that make clear things, and observe properly. In examination, the question is not going to become, or the question is not going to be asked like this, okay, by using partial fraction. The problem is, problem statement will be clear cut given, like the earlier numerical we solved 1 upon s my s square plus 3 square, and s square plus, we can say that 2 square or 4, जो अभी न्यूमेरिकल ऊपर सॉल्व किए वही न्यूमेरिकल आपको दिया जाएगा, एंड द क्वेश्चन is clear cut, or the statement is clear cut given. You have to find the inverse of Laplace transform. If convolution is mentioned, if convolution theorem is mentioned, you have to use convolution. If it is not mentioned, you can go ahead with the partial fractions. So just make things clear in your mind when we have to apply the partial fraction. So hope I'm clear with the partial fractions concept. Now we have to tackle few numericals on the basis of a partial fraction. अगर इसके बाद भी किसी को कुछ डाउट है तो they can, he or she can ask about the doubts, their doubts. If no doubts, I will take one examples and we have to solve. Anyone having any doubts regarding this? My dear students, please just make a habit of commenting the doubts and all the stuff, please. Okay. Yeah, at least one or two students must comment in the chat box. It's not about that is a the things are recording, so that's why I want no. It's, I will consider that is at least few of them. कुछ तो किसी लोग को तो अंडरस्टैंडिंग हुआ है कि जो चीज मैं बता रहा हूँ, whatever I'm explaining here. It, and sometime I'm not getting any responses, so that time I consider that is whether the students are understood or not. So I'm considering the first numerical, और वो न्यूमेरिकल हर एक को कन्वोल्यूशन से भी सॉल्व करना है. So the problems, students are always thinking that is in a mathematics there is always problems. What should we do? Because in life there are a lot of problems. We have to tackle the problems in maths as well. So the problem is s square plus 2s plus 3 upon s square plus 2s plus 3, s square plus 2s plus 5, s square plus 2s plus 2. So these are the, this is our problem, s square plus 2s plus 3 upon s square plus 2s plus 5, s square plus 2s plus 2. And I request all the students, this is for your homework purpose, you have to tackle this numerical by using convolution. I'm going to solve here, that is by using partial fractions, so that we can match our answer and we can come to a one conclusion, that is the problems which are solved by convolutions, the problems which are solved by using partial fraction, the results are not differ, or no difference are there, differences are there. So coming to the solution of this part, the solution will be, So I'm just writing here that is f of s एक step direct लिखूंगा. There is a s 2s 2s 2s. So there is a one hint is already given, that is we have to make a factor of s plus 1 the whole square. एक चीज आपको क्लियरली यहाँ पे कह दिया गया है, and one hint is clearly given, that is we have to make a factor of s plus 1 the whole square. So on that basis we have to make a factor. So I'm just making a factor, making a term of s plus 1 the whole square plus, so s plus 1 the whole square will be s square plus 2s plus 1, and 1 plus 2 will be 3. So 2 outside upon. Similarly, we can making a factor of s plus 1 here also. So s plus 1 the whole square. So s square plus 2s plus 1. So remaining is 4. So this is the first term we are getting here. And the second will be similarly here s square plus, sorry, s plus 1 the whole square and plus 1. So hope I'm clear with this part. If anyone still having any kind of a doubts, they can ask. One more thing, why I taken that is a, the 2 is missing here. So why I'm taking s plus 1 here? Because the hint is clear cut given, that is s plus s square plus 2s. So the same things we applied here, and for in a Laplace inverse or in a Laplace transform, if you remember the first shifting theorem, what is the first shifting theorem stated? That the first shifting theorem clearly define whenever e raised to minus t or whenever e raised to t are there, we have to make, if e raised to t is there, we have to make s minus 1 in the Laplace transform. So similarly, in an inverse of Laplace transform, if s plus 1 are there present in a function, we have to make out by using inverse of Laplace transform by using first shifting theorem. So similar things we have to apply here. So just see to it that Laplace inverse of f of s, so it will becomes e raised to minus of t. Why minus? Because s plus 1 is here, s plus is here, into Laplace inverse of, the remaining will be s square plus 2 upon s square plus 4 into s square plus 1. S square plus 2, s square plus 1, and s square plus 4 are present. So just see to it that we have to take on the Laplace inverse. Hope everyone clear with this part. E raised to minus t into Laplace inverse of s square plus 2, s square plus 4, s square plus 1. If still having anyone doubts regarding this, so please ask. Okay. So now the terms are, or I'm giving, this is my equation number 1. So this is equation number 1. Now we have to make using partial fraction. So this is the problem you have to solve. The problem you have to solve by using convolution. So itna step to same aayega. From here you have to use convolution. So please remember that. I will verify tomorrow onwards, or tomorrow I will definitely ask about this, what exactly it is. So or how you tackle the by using convolution. थोड़ा सा दिमाग पे जोर लगाना रहेगा, definitely will get the result. So coming to the partial fraction, so s square plus 4, sorry 2 upon s square plus 4 s square plus 1. This is we have to calculate by using partial fraction. तो partial fraction के लिए देखो ये भी quadratic है, ये भी quadratic है. So it's your choice. If you are going to use by using this formula, you can go ahead and use this formula. You will get the appropriate result. But in mathematics, always the scientists are given few things to use our brain for shortcuts, or for, we can say that, for easiest way, because you are you are going to be become an engineer in 2 to 3 years. So that, what is engineering? To make things easy, economically, everyone can achieve whatever you will define or whatever you will create. So similarly, in a mathematics is always a subject for logical thinking, subject for easiest way to tackle the problems. It's not like always go to the straight way. If there is a no chance, then by default you have to walk through a single road. But if there are various roads are available, then you have to use the shortcut rules. So s square are there, s square are there, s square are there. So I'm just considering that is let s square is equal to x, so that it will becomes x plus 2, x plus 4, and x plus 1, so that it will become so very easiest route. I will get a by x plus 4 plus b upon x plus 1, because it is a simple route. तीनों टर्म एस स्क्वायर थे, इसलिए मैंने सब्स्टिट्यूट कर दिया, सो दैट वी विल गेट वेरी इजी टर्म्स हियर. क्योंकि एस रहता तो उसका एस क्या होएगा, रूट ऑफ एक्स होगा. एस क्यूब रहता तो क्या होता, everything we have to define. But here only s square are present, so by default we return that is x. So I'm clear with this part. So मैंने already अभी थोड़ा टाइम पहले explain किया है. It's your choice. You have to make the cross multiplication and equate with this part, or it's you can go ahead. See, when a upon x plus 4 is there, means a के साथ ये टर्म नहीं आने वाला है. Only you will getting this part. So we have to make a as 0. So if I substitute x equal to -1, -1 minus plus 1 will mean 0. So 0 into anything will be 0. I'm just applying directly here. If not understood, then let me know. तो पूरा solve करेंगे. -1 plus 4 will be 3. So 3 into b, that is 3b. And -1 plus 2 will be 1. So b is equal to, I'm writing 1 by 3. Hope I'm clear with this part. Similarly, if I have to make b 0, so b into this part. So if I substitute x equal to -4 here, so -4 plus 4, 0, 0 into anything will be 0. -4 plus 1 will be -3, -3 into a become -3a, -3 plus 2 will become -1. So a is also equal to 1 by 3. Hope I'm clear with this part. If anyone having any query के directly कैसे हो गया and all the things, तो आप cross multiplication करके solve करो. So a b we are getting here. So I'm just writing x plus 2, x plus 4, x plus 1 is equal to, a is what, 1 by 3, x plus 4 plus 1 by 3, x plus 1. But this is not, we are going to ask, take the inverse of Laplace. We substituted s square is equal to x, so we have to resubstitute the value. So resubstituting x equal to s square. Now we are getting s square plus So s square plus 2 upon s square plus 4 and s square plus 1, and I'm taking Laplace inverse directly here. So Laplace inverse of first this part 1 by 3, so that part I'm taking outside. 1 by 3 मैंने दोनों जगह से out कर दिया है common, so the remaining will be 1 upon s square plus 4 plus 1 by s square plus 1. Hope I'm clear with this part. Now hope everyone aware about this thing. This is a Laplace inverse of sin t or Laplace transform of sin t. So we can take the inverse of this part as sin t, क्योंकि sin t का होएगा 1 अपॉन s स्क्वायर प्लस 1 और ये sin 2t है, बट 2 ऊपर प्रेजेंट नहीं है, तो 2 से मल्टीप्लाई 2 से डिवाइड जैसे ही करोगे आप, तो दैट पार्ट विल बिकम्स, you can write as 1 by 6 sin of 2t plus 1 by 3 sin of t. So hope I'm clear with this part. Now we have to substitute this thing in equation number 1. So at the end you will getting the final result of that part. So Laplace inverse of what was our function? S square plus 2s plus 3 upon s square plus 2s plus 5 and s square plus 2s plus 2. This was our problem. उसका ही हमने Laplace inverse calculate किया है. The earlier term we are given as a e raised to minus t. I'm writing here by using equation 1, or you can write by substituting equation 1 by using equation number 1. So just see to e raised to minus t, the terms which are given here, 1 by 6 sine of 2t plus 1 by 3 sine of t. So hope I'm pretty clear about these things. That is, the problem is fully tackled, and hope none of the students are having any kind of a query or doubt. If anyone having any queries, he or she can comment in a chat box, or he or she can on your mic and you can ask with the question session. And remember that you have to tackle this problem by using convolution also. Tomorrow definitely I will verify about these things. Clear है सबको? किसी को भी डाउट है तो they can ask. So just wait, I'm just taking the attendance session. Please tackle this numerical. One more thing, please remember that this time the mathematics submission I will take physically. The mathematics submission I will take physically. तो जो ट्यूटोरियल हो रहा है अपलोड तो कर रहे हो आप लोग, that copy you must take care of this. I will schedule about that is a 20 10 students or something about this submission time, not today in the month of December or something. So because I taken a permission from the higher authorities, they allow me, that is, yes, it's your call, you can, because till the month of December hopefully many things are more clear about the COVID situations, and things will be in a normal way. So please make a clear that is whatever you are writing in a tutorial or anything, you should keep that thing safe for your submission purpose. So ऐसा नहीं है कि लिख के उसको फिर फेंक दिया अपलोड है एंड ऑल द थिंग्स, नो वे. Whatever you are writing, you should keep with yourself so that during the submission timing आपको कोई चीज का इश्यू नहीं आए. नाउ आई फिनिश विद द अटेंडेंस. Now we are stopping here. Definitely tomorrow we will meet. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye. Stay safe.